Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Daniel Stewart, DSYD Films, Music, and Books. Today, I'm going to be giving some tips based off of my worst performances, my worst stage performances, and things I've learned from them. So let's get into it. All right, I got my iPad with me. So, first I want to say that you're going to make mistakes, right? You're going to make a lot of them as a beginner, even as a professional. You're going to make mistakes. But the good news is that it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right, okay? Brush it off, shake it off. It's going to be all right. Keep moving forward. So, number one would be stick to the script. What do I mean by that? All right. So, one day I did a show. It was me, my brother, and another person and another member of the group, and we did so good on that show. We did so good. But we got to the end of the show, and I'm up there singing, all or nothing, all or nothing. And then, for some reason, I hear a note in my head, and I say, okay, I'm gonna just try to hit that note. And I go completely off key. All or nothing, all or nothing. Oh! And then yeah, that bad. To do so good and then come all the way to the end of the show and to hit a totally crazy note it could have been avoided, right? So, what happened? People laughed. They laughed at me. I didn't really know how to handle that. I was a new performer. I got offended, right? And I wanted to fight, basically. And my brother talked to me and, like, calm down, calm down. And I don't know, I just got back on track really quickly, and kind of like brush it off and act like nothing happened, enjoy the rest of the night. But it happened. It was easily avoided. So my advice would be stick to the script. However you practiced the song, stay there. Stay there. Sometimes, it might work to go off of what you practice but it's a risk. Are you willing to are you willing to take that risk and live with the results, okay? Practice the song, sing it the way you practiced it. That's my advice. And it should come out the same way every time. Tip number two, have a reliable playback source. So when I used to perform with my group, we had this word called sabotage. Now, what sabotage mean is when we would have our playback track, and back in the day, since I'm kind of from the old school, we used CDs. Now, what would happen is the CD would play, everything would be fine, then all of a sudden it goes loom, 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 right in the middle of a performance. Yeah, 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 loom, loom, loom. Oh man, we got sabotaged again. So you gotta have a reliable playback source because you don't want that to happen. If something like that does happen, here is your best defense. Politely say, please cut the track. Please cut the track. And then you want to do something where I used to joke and say, we're going to do it acapulco, which means acapella. So it brings like a little comedy there. And people start like, yeah, cut the track. We're going to do this acapulco, which means acapella. However you want to phrase it, right? So have a reliable playback source. If that fails, cut the track and do it a cappella. Well, let me tell you a story. I had the privilege and honor to sing the national anthem at Columbia University. And that's a whole nother story how that came about. But Um, when you sing the national anthem, you gotta know how to sing this song. This is one of the most difficult songs to sing, in my opinion. So this is my first time singing this song. I didn't really have experience with it, right? So I sung it too low. Singers make a mistake and they sing it either too low or they sing it too high. When you sing it too high, that means you haven't given yourself enough room to go up comfortably, right? So you have to give yourself enough room to sing that song comfortably, or you're gonna just be straining, and then it's gonna be like a nightmare performance. My advice would be, if you're gonna sing in a big auditorium or stadium, have some sort of playback. You gotta have some sort of playback in your ear. As I was singing that day, I couldn't hear anything. Like I tapped the mic. I was like, is the, like 1, 2, this mic on, 1, 2. The mic is on. The audience can hear you, but you need to be able to hear yourself, right? So that was a first mistake. But there was no sort of run through. It was just, all right, we want you to sing, sit in the audience. We're gonna call you up. You're gonna come stand by the flag and face, the American. Come sit in the center, face the American flag. But there was no run through. That's a mistake. You should always have some sort of run through, so try to have a run through. All right. Now, here's where the embarrassing moment came. I sung this song. Imagine being in a full auditorium. All attention is on you. You sing this song. Now, I had to watch the thing back because at first, here's what happened. I sung it and I thought I totally bombed on it, right? I didn't hit like a bad note, but I just couldn't tell. I couldn't hear myself, the audience, I don't know. But after I sung this song, I felt so embarrassed. I don't think I've ever felt that bad in my life performing, even though it was like a great opportunity. After I performed, I thought I bombed. And all of a sudden, you got this whole stadium, this whole auditorium, Columbia University. Everyone's just watching you. And then you feel so self-conscious. So I think I whispered over to my cousin I said, yo, I gotta get out of here. I said, I gotta get out of here. I just felt so I just wanted to retreat. I wanted to hide my face. I needed a hug or something. After I sung it, I stayed. It was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life because I stayed, and sometimes, you want to hear a good job, a clap or something. It was just like I sung. People did clap and stuff. Now, after I watched the tape, I realized I didn't do as bad as I thought I did. I actually did a decent job. If I sing that song again, I know I'm going to tear it down because I have experience with it now. But at that moment, it was just, it's like you have to experience it, right? It's certain experiences you can't avoid, and they really make you better, right? That's my advice. Just go through it. That leads me to this point. You really can't go by the people's faces. You can't go by that because it can be deceptive, right? You could be thinking, nobody cares. Look at their faces. Everyone looks, sometimes it could just be a sour crowd that just looks sour. And it's not you and it's them. But that's really like deceptive, right? You can't go by that. Just if you have to close your eyes and ignore the crowd, right? You're there for them. You're there to sing for them, But sometimes you have to ignore the crowd. Just close your eyes and just do you. Just go into your zone. But at the end of the day, you can't go by people's faces. Go by what you know. Go by what you know is in you, right? And just do your best. And you can live with that. That leads me to my final point, that whenever you mess up and when you're singing live, do not stop. It is not over, okay? If you're singing live and you mess up, don't stop. The secret is you keep going. Most times people don't even know you messed up, right? You have to learn how you, as a performer, as a MC or whatever, you're really in control. You're in control. You control the flow and the mood of the room. You know, you just have to know how to tap into it. If you're singing a song and all of a sudden you forget a lyric, keep going. It's not the end. What did I say earlier? You're going to make some mistakes, but the good news is that it's going to be okay. You know, it's a journey. It's a marathon, right? It's not really a race. You're not trying to keep your pace, you know, and you might mess up. That's okay. You keep going. You learn, and you survived another day. You get to do it again. So thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I want to bring you more content on a weekly basis. I feel like these were some of my worst stage performances, and I learned from them. So now I know what to do when I encounter these situations again. Mistakes are actually a good thing. You know, every time you make a mistake, you get a chance to learn from it, grow, and move on, right? So thanks for tuning in. Man, I'm so happy you guys showed up, and that I'm blessed to get to do this, and just thanks for spending some time with me. Let's do it again soon.